Shanks is finally making his move on Elbaf, and he just dropped the biggest bombshell in One Piece history about the true king of the world. Welcome back, Nakama. You thought last week was crazy? Chapter 1189 is here to completely break the internet. One Piece. Chapter 1189 is officially titled King of the World. On the cover page, we see 3 monkeys representing the 3 wise monkeys, and each of them looks exactly like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. The 3 of them are getting absolutely scolded by Nami because they got mud all over the laundry she was hanging out to dry. The chapter instantly kicks off with Imu pinning Luffy to a tree trunk using the Vohu Sword of Wailing Void. Luffy is coughing up an insane amount of blood from his mouth. The amount of blood is massive, looking exactly like the time Kaido knocked Luffy out for the first time in Wano. The moment Luffy goes down and starts bleeding heavily, Usopp immediately senses it, while Nami is wondering what is going on. Usopp says, "Is Luffy okay?" while staring in the direction of where Luffy is. Nami instantly gets mad and tells Usopp not to ask scary questions like that. Nami also says that Luffy must be totally fine. However, Jinbe reminds them that the person fighting Luffy right now managed to defeat this giant, so they absolutely cannot underestimate him. While panting heavily, Loki speaks to Jinbe about Luffy, but he is struggling to even talk because his own injuries are so severe. Jinbe then states that without a doubt, Luffy's haki is heavily weakened right now. On the other side, Brook and Frankie are near Gunko. Gunko is indeed completely freed from the ice, but her body is still cold as ice. Brook is completely ignoring Luffy's situation, even though Jinbe, Usopp, and Nami are literally talking about him. Brook is just way too focused on Gunko. Meanwhile, Usopp aims a bean projectile right at Gunko, while Ragnar just keeps making a kariri sound. Shortly after, Gerd and the others arrive on a ship in a hilariously goofy way, and they crash straight into the severely injured Loki. Chopper immediately uses guard point to make sure Gerd is okay, while Hadruden is in a totally chaotic state. Gerd is extremely worried about Loki's condition. She says that Loki is in critical condition and asks what brought him to this place. Hadruden replies that Loki's wounds are actually getting worse. Right then, Hadruden remembers his conversation with Elder Jarl. Jarl told them to head straight to where Luffy is fighting. Jarl said that saving the kids is only a temporary solution. Then Jarl asked, was this a decision agreed upon at the Reverie to control Elbaf? Jarl then answered his own question, of course not. That's why that person came here. The person he meant is Imu. The panel then shows Imu stabbing Luffy again, using another sword created from black fire behind their back. The new sword Imu is using is Fragarak, the sword of Sea God. Imu says that the sword steals life energy, meaning Luffy won't be able to move anymore. Imu then thinks to themselves about how many stabs it will take to kill Luffy, while saying that the name Monkey D. Luffy sounds absolutely disgusting. Imu then starts talking about each of Luffy's brothers who carry different family names. Imu says that one of them was killed by the Marines, and the other one popped up as part of the Revolutionary Army, spreading his name all over the world. Meanwhile, Loki seems to be thinking deeply about something. He says in his mind, "Is it time?" While Imu is straight up disrespecting both of Luffy's brothers, Luffy isn't even able to utter a single word. Loki then declares that he will avenge his father and his subordinates. He says that the person red-haired Shanks once talked about is actually Imu. We then get a massive flashback featuring Shanks, Gaban, Jarul, and Loki. Shanks tells Loki that he completely understands his feelings, but Loki needs to be patient. Loki gets furious and asks, "What do you mean? You want me to not avenge my father?" Shanks replies that he is not underestimating Loki at all. He wants Loki to avenge Harold too, because Harold was Shanks' best friend. But right after that, Shanks delivers one of the absolute coldest lines in One Piece history. "Think carefully. The world government is trying to control the whole world, and that's not their end goal, but only a means to prepare for a war." Loki replies that he doesn't care what the world government's goals are. All he wants is to avenge his father, because Harold and the fallen soldiers were just innocent victims. Shanks then asks Loki, "Who is your real enemy, and who will you choose?" Loki answers, "The world government." Shanks then drops the ultimate truth, revealing that the mastermind manipulating everything is the king of the world. Jarl is completely shocked. He says that world politics strictly forbids the existence of a king, so a king of the world sounds impossible. In his mind, Shanks thinks it doesn't matter because he knows they wouldn't believe it anyway. Loki then simply says, "Then I will kill him." Shanks replies that the power of the king of the world is far beyond anything anyone has ever witnessed. He adds that his trip to the Holy Land of Mary Joaz actually left him even more confused about the true purpose of the king of the world's power. Then Shanks drops another heavy quote, "If defeating him was possible, then someone would have defeated him long before you." Shanks says that it is simply not the time to fight the king of the world yet. Loki then walks away, saying that one day he will destroy the king of the world right where he stands. He mentions that he previously left his country out of respect for the situation and couldn't reach the king of the world back then, but now, the perfect opportunity has finally arrived to eliminate him. Gerd calls it a completely ridiculous idea, but Hadruden tells them to let him help Loki because he also wants to get revenge for his father's murder. Jinbe looks genuinely shocked. He says, if there really is a king of the world, then what exactly is the role of the Gorosei? On the flip side, Ragnar keeps trying to stop Brook from waking up Gunko. Brook is starting to get really annoyed at Ragnar. Chopper then translates what Ragnar is saying. Ragnar says that he is the one who froze the woman because she is extremely dangerous. Brook immediately screams, "What? You froze her?" Brook says that the girl is like his own daughter. Hearing this, Ragnar thinks to himself, how could a skeleton like this possibly have a daughter like her? Brook explains that he knows Gunko is dangerous, but someone is manipulating her. Then, we get a very brief panel showing Robin and Saul. After that, Imu pulls out an axe named Xingtian's axe to finish Luffy off. While continuing to trash-talk Luffy, Imu says this weapon isn't just used for stabbing. Judging by the way Imu talks, it seems they fully intend to chop Luffy's body into tiny pieces. Imu also repeats once again that Luffy is absolutely disgusting. Next, the panel shifts to show Zoro fighting against Summers and Sanji fighting against Killingham. Basically, both Zoro and Sanji are starting to get pushed back by the Holy Knights because they just received a massive power buff from Imu. Summers receives Gram, the Sword of Wrath, which is the family heirloom of the Shepherd family. Meanwhile, Killingham gets Longinus, the Spear of Holy Life, which is the family heirloom of the Ramoshifu family. While Killingham and Summers are yapping and explaining their family weapons, Zoro and Sanji are just standing there watching them. Imu then declares that Luffy will be killed by one of the weapons that serves as the very foundation of the world. Here are the 9 weapons belonging to the 19 founding kings of the world government that were revealed in this chapter. Number 1, Fragarak, the Blade of Sea God. Number 2, Vohu, the Blade of Wailing Void. Number 3, Tohu, the Blade of Chaos. Number 4, Nemesis, the Blade of Judgment. Number 5, Stigma, the Blade of Hatred. Number 6, Gram, the Blade of Wrath, heirloom of the Shepherd family. Number 7, Lance of Longinus, the Spear of Holy Command, heirloom of the Ramoshifu family. Number 8, Chi, Xingtian's axe. And number 9, Muramasa. And right exactly when Imu is about to launch the final execution attack on Luffy, Scopper Gaban finally pulls up out of nowhere and successfully blocks IMU's attack. Sadly guys, One Piece is on break next week. What a truly legendary chapter. Do you think Gaban is strong enough to push back the king of the world? And how will Zoro and Sanji counter those ancient Void Century weapons? Let me know all your wildest theories in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and give hype for this video. Until next time, Nakama, stay hyped.